I have targeted my magazine around mainly young males as I think the genre of music is aimed at males more than females. Before I started to create my pages, I made a demographic audience profile to help me aim my magazine at the correct audience. Also, after my media pitch, I handed out a questionnaire to the people who watched my pitch. The problem with this is that everyone who watched my pitch then answered my questionnaire don't all fit into the subculture that I base my music magazine on. This means some of the people in my class had less knowledge about the magazine than others. I aim my magazine at the subculture indies and tried to use stereotypes, Walter Lippmann, 1922, to show this subculture. For example, my audience profile shows the stereotypical clothing and activities that indie rockers love to do. I told my audience about Dave, my 19-year-old male who breathes rock music and loves to go to gigs. He even studies music at his university, so is very passionate about music, as most teens are influenced by the types of music they listen to. Dave does exactly that. N. Ang 1991 talks about the idea of an imaginary entity. This is to do with what a person likes to do. For example, my audience profile is about a male who is at university and loves music. He is studying it and it is his passion in life. He likes going to festivals and gigs. This is all to do with what the imaginary entity was. It is what Dave, the stereotypical indie rock guy, likes and enjoys. I attracted my audience by using bright bold house style for the pages of my magazine I created. I used the features like bright banners, cover lines that were bold, so easy to read. Also, I used sell lines and free posters. The audience think they are getting free gifts, but they aren't, as they are paying for the magazine. This is a way the magazine looks attractive and full of different images. Therefore, people will buy the magazine as they think they are getting lots of different free things. The audience will automatically be attracted to the magazine, yet they aren't actually getting free gifts, as they are cheap, for example posters and MP3s. The mode of address I used when writing my magazine was mainly peer-to-peer, as it is mostly informal writing and quite chatty use of language. On the contents page I used a mode of address called Teach to Pupil, as it is educating and telling the audience about the bands in the magazine. For example, Emma tells Amir she's finally sober. This will be an article that is educating the audience that read Emerged. Also, the use of slang words through the pages connotes that is peer-to-peer mode of address, as the magazine does not use standard English throughout and sometimes uses swear words. Consent has been used to attract the audience, as I dress the models up on the front page to look like an indie rock band. From the use of clothes, hair and makeup I have done this and created the look. Without doing this, the models would all look plain and the audience would not be attracted to the magazine. The cover lines are also a way of attracting my audience. I have tried to make the cover lines interesting and bold, so they stand out and are eye-catching. That is why they are in black and white, as these are contrasting colours. The main cover line goes across the page in a really large font, the same size as the title of the magazine. This is so it stands out from the rest of the page, and the audience will know that the main feature of the magazine. This will attract the audience, as if people like the band or are attracted to the band they will want to buy the magazine. This is part of the ideal self theory by Carl Rogers. The reason I added the banner to the top of the front cover is that when the audience sees the magazine on the shelf, the bottom of the magazine is often covered by other magazines. So the magazine needs to sell lines at the top of the page to attract the audience into buying the magazine. I think my magazine does this by using numbers and the new band reviews. Also, the use of red and yellow next to each other, contrasting and making the text stand out on the page. Another convention I've used on my magazine's front page to attract my audience is add the names of the bands featured in the issue. This means that if a person sees a band they like on the front cover, they will be attracted to the magazine, even if it is a magazine that they don't usually buy, as they enjoy listening and finding things out about their favourite band. By having extra images on the front cover, this shows there is lots of content in my magazine. People may be more interested the more bands they see on the cover.